Hello, 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 hello. I swear, if they just called me. What? Oh, good. Okay, about to say. As soon as I click the button, I got called. About to. Alright. Hello, welcome. Haven't streamed a little bit. Testing week. Not fun, right? But yes, today we are doing a story quest. I uttered. But yeah, story quest, fun, right? Today we are going to be rocking with the starter party. Lumine, Animo, Lisa, Witzith, Kaya, Favonius, and Dragonbane. We're going to be using the old party. So, let's get it done. Oh, Dehya.
Oh, hey there, traveler. Nice to see ya.
Didn't expect to see you here at this hour.
Well, Sino's out of the country on a trip, so he got me to come and help his subordinates take care of a few things. The atmosphere around here is not too bad nowadays, so you've probably got a lot going on yourself, I bet.
Thank you, Dehya. By the way, I found her on accident. She's supposed to be in here. I found her. So I got my thumbnail. I'm happy. I don't think she's supposed to be in there. Or right there, I mean. Maybe I'm doing it. You have to go around this one entry. But yes, we're doing her quest today. Found her on accident while trying to find how to get in here. So let's see what we got.
Paimon's trying to remember. What else did we put on our shopping list?
I think it's the day of score quest. I'm not sure. It better be.
Oh, what a mouth-watering smell. Paimon would know the aroma of biryani anywhere. Let's go get some.
That wasn't on our list, was it?
We can still add it to the
Oh,
list.
God.
Well, if
That
it
is
isn't the
Dehya's
Traveler and Paimon.
Hello,
Wasn't expecting to see you here.
Dehya.
Hello there.
Hey there,
Oh, it's
Dehya.
been quite a while.
Huh. So you two are still hanging out together. Dehya, didn't you say last...
I said I was going to resign from being her bodyguard. Not that our friendship was
Best of-
over. We're still the best of friends.
Oh.
The Homayanis also still post jobs from time to time. Their pay is always generous, so me and the other mercs never pass them up.
I told Dehya to just stay at our place when she took one of those jobs a few days ago. My parents were delighted. They even said that it always felt like we were missing someone whenever Dehya wasn't around.
That sounds like something they would say, all right. They're always so welcoming. Anyway, the job is already taken care of, so I was gonna head back to the brigade as soon as I finished a little shopping. But the master kept insisting, and I ended up staying for another day.
You can stay for as many days as you want, Dehya. Father hasn't even gotten around to treating you to his best dishes yet.
You know I'm not the kind of person to stay put in one place like that, my lady. Don't worry, though. There'll always be next time.
What? She said they'll treat you to the best dishes!
My God.
I can't believe you can still refuse that!
But wait. Didn't you say last time that you would take me on a trip to the desert? Why don't you just take me with you today, when you leave?
Right back. Where it's like they hear me press start and then Dylan, hey, guess what? Let's call Dylan when there's two people, other people in the dang room.
There are so
Alright,
many places I
back to
still
what I was
haven't
doing.
visited yet.
I'm sorry, my lady,
hate
but
when they
no
do that.
can do. There's still a few things I need to take care of back
I'll
at the
do it.
brigade. Besides, the desert hasn't exactly been the most peaceful place lately.
Oh, come on. Not this.
I know, I'm sorry.
All right, fine. To be perfect, ever since you first set foot on the estate a few days ago, have you been delaying our trip because you...
Nah, are you kidding?
You're
worrying
too
too much.
Would you swear on that?
Ooh.
Friends shouldn't lie to each other, you know. But if something really is...
Oh, looks like Dunya...
You're too perceptive, my lady. I just thought that nothing good could come out of telling you about the messy mercenary life is a dog-eat-dog world where Mora reigns supreme. Everything operates on a completely different set of rules.
How is the economy
That
still
doesn't
alive when
change
freaking
anything
Morax
about
is
what
dead?
I just said, though. We're still friends, and I can only
Well, Morax
support
isn't
you if
dead,
I
but
understand
he's
what's
technically
Oh,
bothering
is.
you.
My lady, you're not gonna stop until you drag it out of me, are ya? All right, I'll share what I know.
Yay! What about me? I just following.
Okay, let's talk here. Just try not to draw any extra attention.
Hey!
As you may already know, the Eremites have both a lot of mercenaries and a complex organizational structure. Many mercs are no different than me, just going around looking for jobs to earn some mora. My brigade is called the Blazing Beasts. We're not a large group, but every member is loyal and brave. However, not all Eremite brigades are like mine. Some are willing to cross all kinds of lines for the sake of mora. The most notorious is a faction known as
For
Deshret's
real, if you know what
Relics.
Don Machi is, I swear the mercenaries are just like the Soma Familia, just without wine. No, actually, no, they like wine, don't they? Yeah, straight up Soma Familia from Don Machi, if you know what that reference is.
Deshret's relics.
Straight up Soma Familia.
Judging from the name, they must really look up to...
No, I didn't say that. It's Al-Almar. Alamar.
Yep, you got it. I've heard that you've already crossed paths with Ain al-Akmar. They're one of the groups under the Relic's banner.
Told you. I don't
Oh,
know.
you mean the group that tried to sell us the divine knowledge capsule?
Yeah.
Yeah,
weird,
they
the
weren't
weird
friendly
people.
at all.
Deshret's Relics is composed of many smaller brigades like Ain al-Ahmar. The
How does it-
Relic's
how do-
headquarters
al-
issues orders to
Ayan
all brigades under its
al-Ahmar.
control.
That's way too
On
close,
any other
man.
day,
That's way too
I would
close.
want
I don't
nothing
like
to
it.
do with them. Unfortunately, though, the brigade that's stirring up trouble now is none other than Dakan al-Ahmar.
The con?
I think it means beard or
Right on
something.
edge.
Believe me, it's a really stupid name. I found it insufferable for years. Anyway, the real issue is that Dakan al-Ahmar is led by my father, Kusela.
Say la.
Say what now?
I think I'm starting to understand your anxiety now. But what did they do?
I won't go into details, my lady, but they've been involved in a lot of violent incidents. We're talking hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yep,
What?
the scenes tend to be quite gruesome too. They strip the victims of all. Not only have they targeted merchant.
That's beyond terrible. They won't even spare their own kind.
I don't know how Deshret's Relic sees it. All I do know is if I don't do something about them, then even my brigade or the people of. I just wish I knew what's driven.
Yeah.
I don't know. People change. He's always been pretty pathetic. But at least in the past, there were still a few lines that he wouldn't cross.
That's setting the bar pretty low.
I mean, if he was even remotely decent, then why would I have to leave the brigade and cut all ties with him? He was loud and foolish, with no real sense of purpose. Instead of doing anything useful, he spent Of course, the other brigade members were just like him. Their ruckus.
Sounds like a nightmare.
What about your mother?
Unfortunately, I know.
Oh,
It's all right, my lady. That's pretty common in mercenary circles. Didn't I mention that my father was chasing after women? I was the result of one of those encounters with some random person.
A random person just gave. You look fine, but.
He told me that he wasn't sure who my mother was. And in any case, she never came to see me.
We just got that.
He'd say, "You'll be
Pyrovision.
fine as long as you remember to stick with Dad." But even then, he left most of the parenting to the brigade.
Bro
The
said.
one thing I do remember is that he used to tell me stories.
Bro said, let me leave. Bro left with the milk, and then guess what? The person got a pyrovision. You didn't. And guess what? You ain't cool.
But the problem was that he had terrible taste.
That vision.
He only knew a few stories, and even those tended to be pretty. They were tales of desert warriors defeat.
Sounds like your typical fairy tales.
More or less, yeah. They were interesting maybe the first or second time around, but after about 20 repeats, they started to get a little dull. He seemed to think those stories were the best things ever, though. He was so into them that he'd call the whole brigade over and make them perform the whole thing as a play. Even the toys he gave me would all be story props. I'd get helmets, shields, and it was only much later when I realized that the shows were more.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah, I've always found him pretty childish, but that was something I could just shrug off. Until I grew up and learned the true face: looting, blackmail, violence, and fraud. They not only accepted such heinous acts, they would even openly boast about them. No one in the brigade was any kind of hero. Instead, my father and... Did they really think that as long as they didn't do any of that stuff right in front of me, I would never know?
I think I can understand your feelings. The difference between perception and reality must have hit hard.
Yeah, but don't worry, my lady. It's all water under the bridge to me now. I had a huge argument with my father and left that place behind for good.
Good.
I'm not investigating them due to any bitter feelings I still have towards my father. Yeah, I told the boys to gather as much information as they could.
The boy.
Most of the reports concern violent incidents, but there's also some talk of smuggling.
I see. But isn't this investigation incredibly dangerous?
It is, but every mercenary lives life on the edge. It's a lifestyle that I enjoy.
That may be true, but it'll be impossible for those who care about you not to worry.
Well, now you get why I didn't want to share any of this with you.
What should we do? They both have valid concerns.
Huh? But there's no need.
Well, she's super tough, so if she went into the desert with you, then Paimon bets the
I'm inclined to agree. I'd feel a lot more at ease if you took her
Gotta
along
me,
to
I did
help.
my best.
I'll wait for news from you in the city until then. Please, stay safe.
I will.
I'm honored that you care so. All right, then let's get moving.
Ma'am.
Our first stop will be Caravan Rebot,
Ready?
where we can catch up a bit with my fellow mercs.
Okay. Go murder him. What? Nice. Alright. Oop, dog. Lion's blood. What's that word? The words get worse and worse over the years. One of the times it's gonna be shut up mumble, just and then weird ribbit. Something like that. I don't know. It's gonna be some weird word. I don't know how they're making up these words. I don't think they are words. I don't even know. I don't know, man. Hey, bruh.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
How do you not know me? I trust Dehya with my life. Pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Ak. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. But it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of... If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as the Khan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relic...
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few...
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is...
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined?
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Khan al-Ak, any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebot. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her.
I will wreck your booty hole.
Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
What is the food?
Oh, you're also...
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide.
Oh, in that case,
you take care of her too.
then you'd better...
Don't underestimate Paimon!
You haven't done anything yet.
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
That is true. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about... We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry, and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment, though. You're our brigade's main selling point, after all. Now, if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Right.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that, and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
I like it.
Are they?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight.
Someone says get under your skin, and you just yell right back at him. That doesn't put an end to it, you just challenge them into a fight. I'm like, what the?
But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holof? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here's the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dekan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Alright, let's go get it.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
I will. Knock. Get him in a minute. I got it.
Now, like I said, the two ladies Dehya brought with her were also like super mercs. I'm talking same level as Flamemane here. Oh, you should have seen it. The aura of the two of them when they were standing together, it was incredible. I was just at a loss for words. Hey!
It's probably Candace. Can die here. Probably can die here. I can't breathe.
This should be the place. Let's find a spot.
Okay.
It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another.
No need to worry.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that... Ah, here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Freaking Stan user. Can I use Dehya? Hey, okay. 3, 2, let.
Free!
Come a little closer. You've been a naughty boy.
Let's get it on! Ha!
Prepare to be blown away.
No more tricks up your sleeve.
No, I'm trying to.
Buckle up!
This moment will be frozen in time.
Booba, get them.
Hi! Cha! Ha! Kya!
You're... the flame...
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for...
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else.
That might have worked on an amateur. Think about it, though. What's your rep? You've got 5 seconds.
Whoa!
I'm not joking around. We can do the 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thank.
But why would...
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of... I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again. There are lots of goods around here.
Oh, we're gonna have to... Okay, let's go good. Good again. What were
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it.
Let me take a look. If this really is... Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered. Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazamon Homa...
Homayani?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazamon Homayani is Dunyarzad's Just what the heck is going on here? I'm sorry, you're right. But what this piece of paper confirms...
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know...
That's a possibility. But if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazamon? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Yeah, funding violence and looting.
But...
Honestly, I've been to their estate many times, and the only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be... But that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would... You're probably right. I know my lady's personnel...
But what should we do now? All we found is just another
If you ask me, I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. Let's go find my lady again. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the
Dehya, are you sure that...
I've considered that possibility. But even she showed genuine concern for me. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to...
Yeah.
Another visit. Back to Sumeru. On go. On God. Oh, go away. Dunchuzard. Done.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected.
Actually, we're still investigating.
I see.
Something like that.
You all look a little dispirited. Why don't you discuss it with me?
It's okay, my lady.
So something is wrong. On any other day, Paimon would have already
My lady, please
The master. Okay, I understand.
Blah 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 blah. Wah, 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 wah.
My father.
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real... Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story, and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you...
Thank you for sharing all this information. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell. In the past, I thought that my father hired a... However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps.
About that. Well, the homie... Later, the Master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen. He offered me a pile of more...
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. It's just think...
maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available. I think I get what you're saying. You think not...
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seemed strange. If my father had always been in contact with Dakan all...
You mean the goal all along was to...
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father...
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim?
Sorry we put all this on...
It's okay, Paimon. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly...
But is that... My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. However, the Homiyani family... If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up
Dehya...
It's alright, Dehya. If anyone were to ask...
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides...
Hey! It's still too early to give up hope! What was the thing about... Right, yeah, trust! You said that yourself, Dehya! Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts!
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess In which case, my lady...
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us...
you...
Usual. Alright. The usual. Where's the hat?
Thank you for coming, sir. Please allow me to introduce these two.
Ah, yes, my daughter. But we may skip all the pleasant...
Well, we wanted to bring this transaction record to you.
So, that's what you found?
If you wouldn't mind, we'd like an...
Well, it's a long and difficult story. What I do know, though, Dehya, is that the truth will bring you no solace. If anything...
Wait.
Yes. I understand perfectly why you came to... But knowledge always comes at a price. Your father, Kusela, and I both. Of course, you have the right to seek and learn. The facts of this matter may reduce everything you've built for yourself. If you must proceed, then Kusela's...
His heartfelt efforts. I've made it this far in life without a single I have my own ideals and ways of looking at the world. I came here today to support you at...
I understand. Our family once needed to take a trip to the desert when Dunyarzad was just a baby. They had superior numbers, and quickly overpowered our bodyguards. When all seemed... Those Eremites were Kusela's brigade. Dakan al... Kusela's men told me that the attackers were Eremite mercenaries, just like themselves. I was shocked. Why would Dakan al-Ahmar go so far to save us, and not... Kusela was grinning and walked over to play with baby Dunyarzad. She was startled by his unfamiliar face and nearly started crying.
Really?
He said that he had no particular reason to help us. We started talking about our children and to repay his kindness. I hired his brigade to help out at our estate for a time, and...
So, that's what...
It was many years before I saw him again. I almost didn't recognize him the next time he came knocking on my door. The man I knew to be strong and healthy had been
So, what happened to him? He was perfectly fine.
I'm not too sure myself. The only thing that didn't change was his cheery disposition. He said there was absolutely nothing to worry about and that he had gotten into a fight. That was all. He then suddenly asked me if Dunyarzad, now that she had grown, would need a bodyguard of her own. At the time, Dunyarzad was going through a particularly severe bout of her Elazar. There was no need for her to have a bodyguard when she could barely leave the house. But he kept coming back to the topic. Come on, it never hurts to be safe. How do you know a bodyguard won't come? I was completely lost at first, until he recommended the blaze.
So he was the one who recommended...
Indeed. He didn't say it out loud, but it was clear that he saw Deshret's relics as an evil group who would eventually corrupt every member in their ranks. He was already beyond redemption, but he hoped that he would be able to detach his daughter from the vicious world of mercenary life. If Dehya could stay in my house and keep working as a bodyguard, then gradually her affinity for the desert would decrease, and she'd be able to leave her previous life behind.
And that's why you offered her such generous compensation?
Yes, but not just because of that. From the moment that he asked me for that favor, I also began to see Dehya as my own daughter. And that's also why I tried to persuade you to stay when you asked for permission to leave. I was willing to spend however much it took. Kusela saved my daughter and I all those years ago in the desert. I could never refuse him entrusting his daughter to me.
He was always like that, acting like he's oh so smart and self-righteous.
Kusela said that he'd reimburse me for a portion of Dehya's fees. I refused to take any mora from him, but he'd always send me funds anyway. Eventually, I just accepted them as a token of his gratitude. And that went on for a while until I received another letter from him a few years ago. The letter contained a request to help him buy food, weapons, medicine, and even explosive materials.
Wait! Isn't that around the time that Dekhan al-Ahmar started becoming more aggressive?
That's right. When I started to hear some nasty rumors, I became wary. I wanted to meet him face to face to discuss things. But by then, he was no longer receptive to my requests to talk. If I had to guess, it's probably because he doesn't want to put That thought occurred to me as well. I figured that he probably came to me for help because he had nobody else to turn to. After some deliberation, I decided to send him some food and medicine. I turned down all his requests for explosives and weaponry. I am aware that even such a reduced gesture of support could lead to others coming to harm, but I could not simply reject his plea for help. In the end, it probably was the wrong decision. I plugged my ears to the rumors and just chose a solution that made me feel least guilty about myself.
If you can, please tell me where he is now. None of the things he's doing right now make any sense if he's just trying to keep me from getting tangled up in his world. If all he wants to do is steer clear of me, then maybe he shouldn't have brought me into this world in the first place.
Oh no, Dehya...
I'm just angry because I can't wrap my head around any of his actions. I don't know, but I guess you do have a...
I'll do my best to help. Of course, anything between the two of you would need to be resolved between you and him alone. I don't know Kusela's exact whereabouts. Outside of supplying his brigade with some goods, I tried my best to avoid getting involved any further with him. However, there's a man on the list named Jawed. He used to be a mercenary in the desert and is now a member of the Corps of 30. He's responsible for supplying weapons and liaising with the Dekhan al-Ahmar's merchant caravan. I think he should know Kusela's whereabouts. I've heard that he likes to have a few drinks alone and enjoy the cool wind at night outside the tavern. Maybe you'll be able to find him there.
Understood. Thank you, sir. Then I guess this is bye for now, unless...
I'll stay and be with my father here. To be honest, my father has indeed done something wrong, but if I think about it, I feel like our only course of action is to turn
Yes. It's time to face...
What? Ah! Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Side quest. Hold up. Side quest. Hold up.
We're here, Acting Grand... Acting Grand Sage...
Looks like you haven't read any The new Academia decree, if your superior were here...
You're right. Understood. Ilyas, please stay here.
He's the same as ever, casually ignoring
Answering a simplistic question only enables the questioner.
I don't care.
Besides, I need him. Arav has just as many doubts about my coming, but unlike you two, he's making this matter more complicated than it is. With his that question was the test was strictly unnecessary, though.
Why is it?
This is why I was against becoming the acting Grand Sage from the very first. Title?
Excuse me, Acting. I've had a question on my mind, and I need to know the answer no matter what. Have we met before?
No. I have.
Haha,
Then why did you?
Well, for some reason I.
Really? A misperception, perhaps.
Acting Grand Sage Al-Haytham, we've apprehended a
Siraj?
No, it's the Kasharawar researcher who has dealings with him. His name...
Acting. Wait, can someone please explain what's going on? I admit that What have I gotten myself into?
I would like to ask him a few questions.
Of course.
Do you know Siraj?
Yeah, that's the name of my buyer. He asked to make the transaction at the tavern, but he never showed up.
What were the details of this transaction?
He's doing some kind of experiment that seems to require many power generators and electrical He contacted me in private and said that he'd pay a large sum of Mora if I was willing to put... We had originally agreed to meet at the tavern earlier today to do the trade.
Perhaps Siraj was aware that Ilyas might leak information, so he intended... The good news is, regardless of what Siraj was planning, do you have any more questions for the suspect?
No. He's all yours. But...
Oh, that's fine. We conducted a comprehensive lie detection exam, which showed that, however, I am curious.
I've read some papers regarding amnesia, and I'd like to try...
I see. We'll be returning...
Follow me.
Alright. Back to what we're doing.
Huh? Who are you guys?
I know what you've been up to. Smug.
Shh! Keep your voice down. How do you know? Come with me. We should take this elsewhere. This place should do. All right. Back to my question.
Don't worry about that for now. You know what kind of...
Wait. There's no need to jump the gun.
So what's in it for you anyway?
Well, I waited in my mind, and I couldn't find a reason to turn the opportunity down. I wouldn't only be helping my benefactor.
Let me tell you how it is. We're investigating to come. If you provide some help for us, then we might just...
Hey, why don't we discuss this a little first? Listen.
Shut it. My patience is running out. You should know when a mercenary...
All right, sheesh. But you got a prop. They're always on the move. Here's the spot they were. Feel free to go have a look. I'm just telling you, though, it's not all...
Sure. And then you can...
Hey, come on.
Really? And how do...
All right, I get it. Why don't you go take a look, and if they're not there anymore...
Now that's more like it. Let's move. And as for you, try to stick around the city until we get back. You don't want us to call the folks from the Corps and have them drag you back to the city.
On the move. Middle of nowhere. So, Bus is going alright? Bad? I'm gonna talk about. I just wanted to request because I need to do these quests and all. Him. Quest is boring. I don't about him. He's character. Dino's funny. Good quest. Thing I could do is fall asleep.
Seems like we're in luck. Let's go. We'll finally get to the bottom of this ourselves. I'm here to see Kusela. Tell him to get out here.
Dehya, why are you here?
You're in for a little shock.
You're toast! Windblade! Be gone!
You? Look alive!
Cool it!
Surrendering will be gentle.
Your mommy teach you that?
You're in for a little shock.
Dodge this!
Blitz.
Windblade!
Haven't you all done enough?
Oh, so are you also here to stop us?
Stay out of this. It's got nothing to do with you.
Gloves off!
See, like, she doesn't seem bad at all.
She's so strong.
Enough fighting. We all know each other, and I don't want to take things. Just bring Kusela to me. Did you understand a single word I just...
All right, everyone, let's all just calm... Dehya, he died.
What?
Seems like you've been out of the loop for a while. Guess that's for the best, though.
When did he die? What?
A few years ago, Kusela broke up Dakan al-Ahmar and went to the Deshret's Relics headquarters by himself.
So is that when you guys started out?
We would prefer to call it taking revenge. Every last person in Deshret's Relics must pay in blood for what they...
Let me start from the beginning. Dehya, do you know how the head of the Relics maintained order internally?
Overwhelming strength and unquestionable...
Those were a part of it, yes. But just those on their own weren't enough. They had another tool at their disposal. They called it a person's record. Regardless of whether they joined by their own will or were coerced, every person in Deshret's Relics were forced to leave a record of themselves at headquarters, whether it be their deepest sin, some unforgivable act, or their most immoral exploit. That's precisely it. Every one of us have a record. Me, Bashar, but you, Dehya. You were...
I never even...
You were probably the only person in all of Deshret.
Ever since you were born, Boss had been trying to not only that, but he also banned all of us from committing any But in the end, he was forced to go to headquarters again and again to account for missed dues and incomplete records. He'd come up with all kinds of excuses.
We all knew he was doing that for you. He wanted...
And that's why he became a shell of himself and couldn't...
Wait, but... doesn't make any sense.
Because you were too young at the time. When you left home after that final argument with him, he seemed to age by a decade overnight. Even his hair went gray.
So, even the blaze...
Yep. It was all his doing. Had he not...
A few years ago, Boss said he needed to make another trip to headquarters. He was already pretty weak then, and we all assumed he was going to get beaten again. I suggested that he hand the role of leadership over to me, but he said there was no longer any need, since the Khan al-Ahmar would soon be no more. His words made no sense to me, but that night, we heard that a massive fire tore through headquarters and razed everyone's records to ash.
Everyone gained their freedom that night. Many members fled, not just from our ranks. But how could we leave with a clear conscience?
The boss can't have just died for nothing. Those heartless jerks at headquarters took him from...
From that point on, the sole purpose of the Khan al-Ahmar became revenge. The big fire that Boss started was quite a blow to headquarters' strength. It's given us the opportunity to launch our attack. Even though we're outnumbered, we vowed to see our revenge through to the very end. There were people from headquarters who changed their names and went into hiding. Some fled to other brigades, and others escaped to the rainforest. But we won't let any of them escape our wrath.
We've suffered plenty of losses as well. To keep going, all we can do is exchange our loot. We forged Boss's handwriting and sent out many letters to his former friends. Thankfully, many people were willing to come to our aid. We were also able to attract many mercenaries who shared our goal. We've endured unspeakable pain to win many, and Deshret's relics have become weaker and weaker. And now, we finally have an opportunity to directly strike their headquarters.
Paimon doesn't know what to say anymore.
We do know right from wrong, but we were sinners from the very beginning. Boss always loved his old-fashioned hero stories. Those tales about... We used to always laugh at him for it. As for me, I never considered... But maybe those hero stories he liked foreshadowed everything that was to come. Maybe we were all just acting along with the plan. I'm sorry, Dehya. I know you always found it...
I'll go with you.
Huh? Dehya?
I grew up with these guys, and I know they're not bad people. It's just that all I know is that Deshret's Furthermore, I want to go see the... I know you don't want to get involved in this, so there's no need for you to tag along. I can do this on my own.
Yeah. Paimon feels like we'd only regret it if we don't see this through...
Thank you.
I bet Boss would lose his mind if he ever knew you'd join us at the very last moment.
Considering all the losses and injuries we sustained.
He can think whatever he wants, but the fact is...
You know.
didn't run into much trouble.
Indro. What? What? You're back.
Should be. I don't think they have enough manpower left to post guards and defend their perimeters.
Wow. Paimon didn't expect it.
They should all be holed up.
Who cares? We'll
Still, we should be careful. Even if they've only got one shot.
Yeah. We'll know what they're really capable. Deshret's relics may have been a force to be reckoned with before.
Yeah, they don't stand a chance with you here.
Happy to oblige.
You are not welcome here.
Scatter!
Come a little closer. Don't be such a brute.
Let's get it on! Ha! Take that!
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite.
Nice and spicy.
Let's spark things up a little.
Propagate!
Eat that!
Freeze!
You're toast!
Look alive!
You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Scatter!
Cool it!
Goba, get them!
Let's get it on!
Oh, so sorry. Freeze! Cool it!
Take that!
Out of the frying pan, into the... Ha! Ha!
close.
Look alive! Ha! You're dead meat!
Lucky today. Dodge this. This moment will be frozen in time.
That really hurt!
Where do you think you're going?
Propagate!
Freeze.
Come a little closer.
You're toast!
You're in for a little.
Cool it.
Germinate!
Gloves off!
This way, follow me. We're almost there.
Wait! They went charging ahead without checking for any...
Hey, you guys okay?
It seems like we just got trapped.
Watch out, the enemy's coming from ahead.
Well, now that things have come to...
Don't worry about us. We knew... Let's go! We can't let the boss...
Let's check if there's another way! The sooner we can make it through to help them, the better.
Let's see. I think I see a way through over there, but it's being blocked by something.
Okay, let's go! Boba, get them! Scatter!
Come a little closer. You're in for a little shock. You've been a naughty boy.
Dodge this.
Nice and spicy! Scatter!
Come a little closer.
Cool it.
Another mechanism like the one before, but this one's being blocked off in the middle.
We just need to adjust it a little. Boba, get them!
You're in for a little shock.
Propagate!
Oh, so sorry.
Let's get it on!
Scatter!
Let's spark things up a little. You've been a naughty boy.
Dodge this.
Buckle up! Hi!
Cool it.
You're in for a little.
Out of the frying pan!
Yeah!
Freeze.
Nice and spicy!
Come a little closer.
Scatter!
frozen in time. Cool.
Surrender and I'll be...
Spring forth!
You asked for it.
Nice and spicy!
Dodge this!
Come a little closer. Blitz.
Don't get frostbite. Cool it.
You're toast! Boba, get them!
Look alive!
Propagate! Germinate!
You're dead meat!
Race you! Race you!
I wasn't expecting anyone to make it through from the other side. But as a desert dweller,
Don't waste your breath.
run. I witnessed even now, the greatest.
So
Let us draw! They are but two. Well, wave one! Charge! Eliminate them!
Right back! Into the fire!
You're in for a little...
Take that! This moment will be frozen.
Try not to enjoy this too much.
Dodge this! Take that!
Scatter!
Don't think that you've won. We're just getting started.
Come a little closer.
gloves off!
Cool it! Oh, so sorry.
You're toast! Spring forth! Scatter!
I knew I should have stayed home. Come a little closer. Looks like I got carried away.
Freeze!
Let's get it on!
King Deshret will not abandon any one of his followers.
Dodge this! Take that! Let's end this
Buckle
now!
up!
This moment will be frozen.
You asked for it!
Now you're testing my patience. Will.
Look alive! Ha!
Brothers! With me, this is where we'll prove our faith.
Do you all just want to die?
None of us plan to leave this place alive! Your sacrifice is ready.
Let's get it on!
Germinate!
Hi! Raise a storm!
Propagate! Nice and
Where do you
spicy.
think you're going?
Cool it! Don't push your luck. Oh, so sorry.
Eat this!
Buckle up!
Scatter! Out of the frying pan!
You asked for it! The commander has finally fallen!
But they're still coming at us! This place is like a gladiator's ring!
Yes! Keep fighting!
When the next wave comes, try to... I'm going to see if I can take out that high platform.
Get out of my way!
Come and face me, Michel! Ugh, so they've...
Apologies, Lord Michal. They fight like abs...
So...
Time to pay for everything.
Youth, I will be buried in the sand, along...
Hey, wait!
We were too late.
It's over. But if you're still going to cling on to your so-called mercy...
Hey, Dehya! I found the mechanism. I'll get you all back up here right away.
Let's go.
Who are you filthy rats? And why are you...
You call...
Who knows what intent...
Hey, have you ever heard of a man...
Why would I know?
This is your last...
Hey, if you're here to find someone, why don't...
The irony. His life became a light for so many. Yet to... Where's the records room?
It's right over there. All the file...
I mean the...
The old records room? Kusela. Watch your mouth. He was definitely faking it. But in the short time he couldn't have possibly... And after that...
Stop wasting our... Tell me, where...
It's just over there. Go see... There's nothing left in there but ashes. No...
Bashar, Tikriti, let's go. We'll leave the others here to guard these guys. Spare them no...
So, this was his final destination. How did he do it? Getting past all the guards with a limp and sneak... If he was nimble enough to do that, then he...
Dehya.
I'm sorry.
Is this a cane?
Kusela.
Thanks for everything, boss.
We're fortunate to somehow find that.
Let's split up and look around some more.
But what else could survive a fire like that?
Huh? Thought so.
Wait! Isn't that the toy sword you played with as a child?
Dehya! 'Cause you... 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 '
The dragon is no more, for Princess Dehya has slain it. Its head now hangs above the city gates. Her bravery has brought eternal peace and prosperity to us all. Dehya, come on. This is the most important line.
You can do it.
But Dehya, you defeated the dragon. Everyone's waiting for your speech. Still too shy, huh? All right, I'll do it. I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more.
I hereby proclaim our victory. Evil shall plague us no more, Dad.
Very good. Whole story was shared with Corpse 30, which finally joined the universe. That came today as part of our inherent release style back to.
What's this?
Oh, on Paimon step.
Don't you remember? You asked Paimon what she would do if she were to wake up tomorrow with loads of money. And Paimon said that she would get boatloads of tasty snacks. These opportunities don't come by often. So today, Paimon's gonna treat you to a special crash course on Paimon's life philosophy.
She really spends her allowance on other people.
Hey, come on! Paimon's not that Anyway, the point is that you should eat to your heart's content. You'll feel better for sure once you've gotten something in your tummy. Junior Zad will also be here shortly. She's
Aw, thanks, you two. Honestly, my chest was filled with all kinds of intense, but when everything came to an end, those emotions also, it was as if I'd lost the thing that was most important to me.
I just don't know. Things just happen. So.
Yeah, you're right. To many mercenaries, Mora is the most important thing in the world. Idrisi and the others all used to say that they would quit if there was no Mora to be had. But when it came to avenging my father, my reality shattered when I found out that the father who always told me hero stories was in fact a bad guy. Despite all my promises about never forgiving him and never trying to... We're hypocrites. All of us. Yeah, you're right. It's just a pity that we all...
You're back! Are all of you alright?
Ah, there she is.
Yeah. Many people from the Corps of 30 came over, and I just wrapped up everything with my dad. Huh?
Paimon will explain.
I'm sorry.
It's all right, my lady. You were hurt by all of this as well.
Dehya...
Hey, don't worry about me. If anything, this whole thing is fine. My father probably thought that people could settle into new lives as long as they moved to a new environment. That thought has even crossed my mind a few times. It's like, however, there was always something deep within my mind that refused to accept it. This impulse brought me great turmoil, and even made me feel ashamed for turning my back on your father's kindness. But now that I consider it again, it all makes sense. The desert sands are a part of who I am, and I will never be able to lead a peaceful existence.
I understand how you feel.
That doesn't mean I won't be making any changes to my life, though. As an example, I'm now thinking about taking on some small odd jobs. It's just like Idrisi said. I also want to catch up to my father and become a character in his play. Even if the ending of the story may be childish and ridiculous, it won't really matter.
Isn't that neat, though? Oh, you'll be a whole... Why don't we go for a change of scenery once we finish?
Right. You said you wanted to get a rug for your...
We'll come along, too.
I can't thank you enough for taking...
Go to the Grand Bazaar.
show begins.
Oh, this rug here is quite something.
Ah, here you are. Finally, I found you.
Hey! Aren't you that mercenary who bit his tongue? Wait, are you here to take...
What are you talking about? Do I look like I could take you all in a fight? I just came here to give you something. Once I woke up, I hurried to the Khan al, but when I got there, I found no one.
Ah, so you probably got...
Yeah, they told me that they had exacted their revenge, and everyone had turned themselves into the... I had joined the cause to repay an old favor from Kusela. Now that everyone's already turned themselves in, I might as... One of the injured members gave this box to me, and told me everything left in the camp will get confiscated, so I figured I should get this to you before...
Thank you.
No worries. We are all just living our own truths. There's no need to comment or...
So this box contains...
Well, back in the day, the first thing he did with any Mora was spend it... But let's see, what's this? It's just a bunch of junk. Ugh.
Perhaps...
A handwritten copy of a storybook. It was against the Academia's rules to possess books for personal use.
That probably means this was
And here are a few bags of children's snacks. The package...
Did he get those for you?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Even when I was a child, I was never... Who even leaves snacks in a box like this anyway? Forget it. Let me see what else is in here. A razor, some buttons, some round iron tiles, a wooden toy puppet, a wool scarf, which, from the looks of it, probably belonged to a woman. I'm sorry, my lady, but this is just the kind of man he was. He probably... two empty liquor bottles. Tell me, you guys, are these the kinds of things that a normal person would leave behind?
Probably not. Interesting man.
Huh? There's something...
Oh, you're right. All right, I got it out. It seems to be a piece of paper with some writing on it. The bottom part's all damaged from moisture, though. Let's hope the writing didn't smudge. I was suddenly seized with an urge to write a letter after finishing this bottle. I just folded it up and to Dehya. It's a letter. It's all right. I'll just read it out. If you went to the trouble...
My condition's becoming worse and worse. Can't even walk without a cane anymore, much less go out and have fun. If you're reading this letter, then I suppose I'm already long gone. You were adorable as a baby. Everyone loved you. And regardless of whether you were crying or laughing, but once you grew a bit older, you were no longer nearly as happy or cute. It's probably a
Can you believe this guy? He can point the finger at himself.
Anyway, back to the point. To summarize, I'm writing this so you would know not to feel sad for me. The reason being that...
Wait, what?
Surely, I don't know.
I was quite formidable when I was young, and 100 times cooler than some so-called flame main. Really felt like the whole world was under my feet. But as fate would have it, I went out into the desert for a drink one day, and discovered a baby in the sands. It was you. You were just lying there, small and helpless. You were so tiny that but your cries were so loud they made my head hurt. I told Idrisi and the others that I had slipped up with a woman while out and about. None of them even doubted me. I'm sorry that I had to lie to them for so long, but I was their most esteemed leader after all. It's not like I could just tell them that I suddenly wanted to play at being a father. At this rate, I'll puke up all the liquor I just drank from this bottle. Anyway, Dehya, you possess the kind of freedom and kindness that we could only dream of. As far as how you should live your life, that'll be up to you to decide.
That's the end of the letter. In the end, he was still thinking of me as a little child, I suppose, or...
He was a good father to you. The fact that he wasn't a blood relative doesn't change.
Yeah. It's just a
Do you already have some ideas?
I do. If he first found me alone in the sands, then I just have one wish. That there once existed a childish and foolish jerk and that only under his care was I able to grow and mature.
If you end up finding any leads, can you share them with us? We go on adventures.
Sure, I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to be so enthusiastic.
I'll help too.
Thank you. All of you. My life has certainly had its twists and turns, but I've always considered myself lucky, because no matter where I've gone, I've always been surrounded by
Very, 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 very nice. Alright, that was the DS story quest. I liked it.
Life is so dull here.
I really did like it. I think it was one of the better ones. Had expressions, newer, of course. Funny jokes, haha, hee-ha. I actually got to see the story behind a character or bullcrap. So I'm kind of happy about that. I would say it's definitely out of 10. The 2 missing from the 10 is her damage. It's horrible. Kinda it though. It was good. Alright then, I am.
Shoots is the best stall.
I'm a resident. Goof off around. Guess I do that. What do I need then? What was the book? Oh, I know. This. Shower. Instead of a. I don't need that. I think it's good though. I really like this story. Oh. But I do. Careful, frustrating.
I hear everything! Excuse me?
Spring forth!
Illusion shut!
Come on! We can do it!
Now ye shall perish!
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
Let's dance!
Shine down!
Propagate! Go, Barbara, go!
Could be okay. We can roll crit damage, go a little bit in mastery and crit rate. Well, not really. Hex. Copium. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that story quest. Hope. When I say I hope, I really do hope people hate me.
I'll protect us!
Illusion shattered!
Let's nip that in the bud!
Torn to oblivion!
Propagate!
One with the forest! I'll uproot you.
Spring force! Ha! Shine down!
Can't see?
Jesus. How fast is that? 50 freaking seconds. Oh, like 24,000. Ain't got crit damage on it. It ain't got crit damage. It's not good. Danger damage. Goblet. Very nice, but it's close.
Ha!
Illusion shattered!
Let's nip that in the bud.
Now you shall perish! Ha! Ah! Scatter!
Enshroud!
Ready, steady, go!
I'll uproot you.
There is no escape!
Propagate! I'll protect us.
Keep up.
Seems like the speed run thing.
Let's dance.
Can't see?
Shine down!
Scatter! Spring forth!
Let's nip that in the bud. Ha!
Torn to oblivion! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Propagate!
I'll bury you. I'll uproot you.
Let the show begin. Come on, we can do it.
One with the forest. Ha!
Illusion shattered!
I hear everything. Ha! Ha! Ha!
There is no escape!
Ha!
The rotation, though, this party to work is you use Barbara to get her elemental charge. Up, to the side.
Let's dance.
I get elemental mastery.
La da 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 da
First
da
thing,
da
elemental
da
mastery on
da.
a bunch of this. Elemental recharge.
La da da da
222. Maybe, yeah, 286, 171, and 125. And I do this. I always do one burst.
Can't see?
Illusion shattered!
I'll uproot you.
This is where damage comes.
Enshroud! Ha!
There is no escape! Inazuma shines eternal!
One thing after another.
Let the show begin. Oh, spring forth!
Illusion shattered!
I hear everything. Ah! One with the forest.
Ready, steady, go!
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Enshroud! Keep up.
Ooh, dang, okay. Horrible. 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 Never mind. I can use it to put in something else, though. I go to island, or not that. Wow, artifacts. I gotta check though. Will they have? Will they have crit damage? Oh snap! Does. Okay. Okay. Crit damage. Attack. That's not what I want. Please go to crit damage. I'll just fodder this into something else, but crit damage, please. One roll. Just if I don't get crit damage here, it's not good. Okay, 12, 7, okay. Guess. Crit damage. Damage, please. You just go energy. Not good. Nope. It ain't good enough. Nope. Well. Actually, if Rose crit damage once more, then it's gonna be good. I ain't gonna use them anyways. Opium. I go to this, remove this. What am I missing? Except for that. 42, not bad. Or, well, actually it's horrible, but I'll take that. Dendro damage bonus. 140, 42. It's alright. You know, I have a this for anything I want. I wanted to use not the Dehya, but I just gotta see him a little bit. Am I doing a little bit more damage or no? Is what I want to know. I have the exact same crit damage, a little bit less crit rate, but I do have like something amount of intro damage. Opium, but it's something. Intro damage, yeah, 46% intro damage. 207, 146 up.
Keep up.
Let's see.
Can't see.
Scatter!
I'll uproot you. Keep up.
Now you shall perish. Illusion shattered.
I hear everything.
Shine down.
Enshroud.
Propagate. I'll protect
It's a lot better. By the way, that is without by the way, that is without. Damn, I can't do it. That is without any food buffs. So 25,000 is really, really good. It went from 21,000 to 20. Yeah, I like it. Pretty good. Best injured. I think Lumine's almost perfect. Well, not perfect. Really good. I like her. Raiden. I wish she can do like maybe 90,000. I love her this. So basically 888 or 9. I have this on 9. Level 90. If I can 999 999 999 999 this good. I do wish I could give, or like, actually make damage.
Dodoko?
Nice. Alright. I know a little bit of goofing and gaffing for this whole time, but I just wanted to get it over. So, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good evening, morning, or night whenever. I have a good Lumine now. I'm happy. I will see y'all in next stream, maybe later this week, because I have a bunch of testing. Fun, right? Enjoyed. Have a good evening, morning, night. Exactly what I just said. I'm stupid. I have autism. That's cap. I can't end outros, and I'll see y'all later. See y'all guys.